dark. You kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life feels lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome in to the Midday Racing League. My name is James Rowles here, excited to be bringing you the action live here from Talladega. Let's go ahead and put up our race information. Round 5, that is incorrect. There we go. Brought to you, of course, by One Speed. This is the Talladega race this week. It's going to be a blast. We got a lot of vehicles here ready to rock. Should be a good one. 56 degrees, 78 or 56% humidity, 78 degrees Fahrenheit. On the track, though, down on the ground, it's 100 degrees, so very warm here in Dega, as there is a little bit of rain and it brought in a warm front. We are absolutely here for it. So let's go ahead and take a look around our grid where everybody is right now. Cody McFadden going to be in that first position. Nick Atwood on the outside in row number 1. Row 2 is going to be Randall Watkins and Chris Otto. Then we have Dave Hunt and Craig Davidson. Rick Helms and Kyle Westwood going to be row number 4. Row 5 is going to be Don Day and Mark Owlett. No way. Matt Sizzler is in 11th, and Chris Papa outside of him for row 6. Then we have Mr. Matt Metler there in that 93 machine, looking good, looking like a storm chaser out there. So excited to see that as they are getting ready to rock and getting this thing going. As always, folks, I do appreciate you watching me today and watching these racers come out and put on a show. One thing you can do to show them that you appreciate them, go ahead and hit that like button. Make sure they know about where you are. It helps the sponsors get out a little bit seen, a little bit more time, and it also helps all these drivers feel a little bit better if they see that this stuff is doing it. So be sure and hit that like button, as well as comment whether you're live or not. We appreciate it, as they're going to get rolling here. 80 laps are where it's going to be. 80 laps here at Talladega, so looking like a 1-stop, possibly 2, depending on what they had going on. We'll get more ideas on that as we move forward. Going to be 1 stage break, if I do recall correctly. As we will get some of these drivers in here. But what we're probably going to see a lot of drivers kind of taking their time here, getting used to each other, especially in the beginning as those pace lights are off. It's going to take a moment for them to get ready for each other and get on board there. So we are about to go green here. Appreciate you coming. Be sure to stand up, get ready to cheer, get excited for these drivers as they are getting strapped in, pulling those straps tight, making sure the helmet's on good, all the knobs are in the right place as we are getting ready here out of Talladega, turn number 4. And if you recall, Talladega, one of those, got the start-finish line about a quarter from turn number 1, farther back on the backstretch than you're used to. As that pace car dips down, they still got a long way to thought about it. When they were building this track, they thought, you know what would be better than a finish right there? If we're going to give them more time to run it out, more time to leg it out, and hopefully they can make it to that finish line. Take the long gun to the Geico restart zone. There we go. Green flag is out here at Talladega as they approach the end of pit road. Crossing the line, Cody McFadden, Nick Atwood, and Chris Papa falling back. Not sure what's going on. Probably a bad restart there. He's going to have to, he's got his work cut out for him. Here at Talladega, it works a little bit different than Daytona. That top line not as dominant. Just because that transition, it still is not as rough as it is at Daytona. Daytona goes from that banking a little bit quicker, so they can get kind of a runoff. Here, that bottom line is going to be dominant no matter what, especially in these next-gen cars. On board with McFadden as he's getting a good picture of that 22 machine going to be pushing. No rule against tandem drifting here, folks. They did away with that when they went to this new aero package. Not going to hurt you to stay bumped up together. Might do a little extra wear and tear, but not a big deal. Just got to be very careful. The way these cars are designed, they're not really designed for it as much. These laps are going to tick away. Chris Papa still down there. He's actually left, probably a starting part, possibly not feeling well, as Matt Metler falls out of the good graces of the draft. Folks, again, be sure to comment where you're coming from, who you want to see some more of. That'll help me out as we continue along this path, as we have not too big of a change between the top line and the bottom line. Currently, everybody's just trying to get down there. Is this what we're going to see? Going to be a test of patience for these drivers, and see how well they can do on that bottom line. No one's really going to stick their neck out for you right here to cover your mistakes if you decide to stick out and pop that top line, I promise you. So we see the long shots here at Talladega, just how long and wide this track is. Definitely something to think about. So there we go. Couple drivers electing to try and take that. That's 84 up there. Adjust this camera, make sure we can see everything. Sure we're not losing anything to these walls. We don't want to be losing any of this awesome racing here as the top line, that Kodiak working on it. He's going to give up on it. That's what we're going to see in this top line, folks. It's going to be very going to determine how you race the rest of the race. If you go up there and nobody goes with you, or say somebody does go with you and then bails out, it's definitely going to be up to them pretty much how well your race is. And who you're going to trust later on. Not really manufacturer racing going on. just because of the way this thing works and the way people are here. Miss Christian Roos, I see you watching on the television. Appreciate the heck out of you for being in here. Sure, share it out to the folks. We love to see people come in here if you want to cheer on your favorite driver. Because guys, this is the calm before the storm. Once these drivers get settled in and start making moves, that's whenever you're going to really see this thing take off. Right now, just feeling out each other. Of course, brought to you by 1-3 Speed. 1-3 Speed, that 13 speed. It's a great. They make button boxes. You can go to their website, check them out. I will put the link in the description for that. It's not 1 Speed Pizza. Make sure I find the right place here. But they do button boxes. It's absolutely it's a good 13speed.com. There we go. It's a great place. I actually worked with them to get my button box, iRacing VR, so I couldn't be having the controller around me to mess around with. So what I did was reached out to the folks over at 1-3 Speed, and they hooked me up with a awesome button box with the toggles and everything. It really helps the immersion, especially those folks that are in the VR and can't use everything that everyone else can. It's absolutely fantastic. Chris Otto got a shout out in the chat. He is one to watch for sure as we take a look at the points system here. Y'all. Matt Sizzler is up front. Of the points, with Rick Helms not too far behind. Rick won one of the races that I got to watch. I was very lucky to see that. Good man right there. As they're ticking away, let me fix something in the background. I'll be right back. Getting everything set up for you guys and gals at home. See a little bit better camera angles for you, ladies and gents. Not miss anything, I promise, guys. Bear with me for just a moment here. And then you will see the fruits of my labor. For some reason, not wanting to save as we go through here. All right, we're back. On board with Cody McFadden. Show you out the back window what he's looking at, that John Boy and Billy show. Chris Papa, yeah, he is the one who owns those 1-3 Speed boxes. And I'm not gonna lie, usually I'll come up here with a sponsor, and I don't like to be untrue, but sometimes, you know, you talk about some different sponsors that maybe you will have no experience with, and you try not to make anything up. But I promise you, I'm looking at my 1-3 box right now on my sim rig, and it changes the game. It's, you know, every time you get something new, if you're a new like me, you get in here and get something that changes the immersion of the game. This thing definitely does so with the button toggles and everything. It's just an absolute blast to get it and have it out and be able to really set with that other level of immersion, kind of like what the broadcast we do here, adding that immersion for these drivers. As Cody McFadden still leads them around, started in the pole. Top line has not fared much better though. Nick Atwood started there in the second position and has fallen back in that 23 Hooters machine. Randall Watkins in the 8th. He's down 5 positions as well, trying to work that top line. Did not pay out for him. Tell you a little bit about Rick Helms though. I like watching Rick Helms. Older gentleman here, I believe in the 70s if I'm not mistaken. He comes out here and races with these guys, Midday Racing League. Absolute blast to get to talk to him. One of the races I covered, he actually got his first win there, so I've been able to talk to him. So a little bit of vitality given there. As, you know what, I think I'm going to bust Matt's chops. I'm going to talk to Matt here. If I can pull him. Ah, I can't pull. What the heck? I'll just go to his room. Hey, Matt and Matt. It's James in the broadcast booth. How we doing?
James, how you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty well. Matt, what's going on, man? Mr. Metler, what happened?
Missed a shift and lost the pack, so now we're back here in no man's land, about 8 seconds from going a lap down. I thought I had Mark behind me who was going to be able to help draft with me, and Matt Sizzler, who's also in here, told me, he's like, nope, he's dropping back. And I was like, what? And sure enough, and I'm just out here, you know, counting cows as I'm going by the start-finish line.
Yeah, well, Matt, that's unfortunate. Sizzler, what are we feeling on the cars, and what are we feeling as far as when we're going to see some pits?
Well, I mean, it's Talladega in the next gens. I mean, it's always, league racing's always a bit better than officials. Officials are always even NIS or just pure chaos because nobody knows what they're doing and everybody tries to win the race on lap 1. But pit stop wise, probably the next, like, I'd say 16, 17 laps. That's what my fuel's indicating. So that's probably when I'm coming in. You know, I'll pit with the pack, but I would always. Oh, and there they go. How do you like that for a live? How do you like that for live in-car reporter?
Yes.
And you can hear Mickler celebrate. I dodged it as well. Yeah, 2 guys tangled up in front of me. I got on the apron, and luckily this isn't like first era next gen when they first brought it out. That if you got on the, you could not get on the apron, or else the car would just decide to spin itself. So, but yeah, well, there's your answer. That's I mean, some people are gonna have to pit now.
Yeah, absolutely. Glad I could get that live report as we watched you approach that wreck. I don't think folks will ever get closer. And then you heard Matt Metler in the background celebrating.
Yes, you did. Because he
So
desperately needed that caution flag.
absolutely needed it. So Matt and Matt, the Matt team, good luck, Mr. Metler. Try not to miss any more shifts and make us look bad here at Sim Racing Media, all right?
Yeah, you got it, buddy. 10-4.
I
won't be staring out in his face.
I even commented on it to him. He said, you know, they probably want to talk about you, and you're 8 seconds behind everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we always want to
wizard.
talk to Mr. Matt. Either one.
All right, James. You have a
Later,
good
folks.
one. I got a nice mulligan. I'll try to make the most of it. Have a good broadcast.
Yeah, good luck.
That was.
All right, we are back here. Pretty good caution for Mr. Matt Metler. I tell you who did not enjoy it. Dave Hunt and Randall Watkins. Let's see if we can find out what happened here. Massive amount of damage on Randall Watkins. As we take a look. One more time. Hopefully get a little bit earlier. It's not gonna give me an earlier look. Gonna have to do it manually. Here we go. This 27's just chilling in that high line. And it looks like, oh, he just comes down. No clue what that was. Just comes down with the 99, the Daniel Suarez throwback of, who was that? Dave Hunt in the 53. No, Emery Riddle. That is not a Daniel Suarez throwback. I do apologize. But then just massive damage there. Do have a fast repair. So Randall Watkins has left the session. There is a fast repair available. So that's something to keep in mind for these guys. It's Craig Davidson leading us around. Kyle Westwood. See if anybody elected to take any pits. We had, yep, lottie-dottie, everybody came in lap 16. This league really trying to focus on the pit strategy now this year in the way that they set up their races. So I'd like to see that. Like to see that they're working on just trying some new things here in the Midday Racing League. No tire wear, we're hearing on the radio. As we hear from Chris Papa, unfortunately, he was had a little bit of a technical issue at the house, so that is going to cause him to fall back a little bit. As we take this restart, we're going to go ahead and do a turn it up section so you guys can turn up the screen, turn up the volume. We'll do the same here, and you can hear these things roar to life as they take the lead and get ready to race. We are back here after that one lap turn it up segment, brought to you, of course, by 13 Speed Boxes. Check out the link in that description there. As Kyle Westwood gets out in front on the restart. Not sure what happened on the restart, honestly. That top line just really took away. Once everything settles out, we'll see if we can take a look here at that green flag and see what went on. Tell you, there he is. Did not miss the shift this time. Matt Metler back up in the group. Looks like Mark Owlett has got his race figured out. He is going to be the lucky dog next time around if something were to happen here. So luckily was able to get back in there. Randall Watkins as well. Still out. Randall Watkins still out, but remember, these guys have one fast repair, so they're going to have an opportunity to come in. It's now Matt leading the charge on that top line. Got a run. He's working with that 53 of Dave Hunt, who was involved heavily in that issue, that Emery Riddle Aeronautics Academy. 53 looking good. I know they've been watching some of his stuff. So there goes Matt Meller. He's going to bounce out. He doesn't want any problems right now. Don Day to the front. Gets in front of Kyle Westwood. They're going to be pushing here on lap 22. Got plenty of time. So much time right now to get through this thing. 80 laps. 22 down already. Not a rocket scientist. But a couple more stops left to go. So you're just going to be hitting your marks, get where you can get. If you're these top two and you can actually break away, that would be very interesting. Doesn't seem like it's going to be possible. Let's take a look at some paint jobs, look at some segments of these cars and talk about them a little bit. Number 4 of Day. A lot going on there, but that's box cast. It looks good. Greg Davidson up top in that Air Force, that bomber look. The Flying Tiger. Christian, I appreciate you, brother. Looks. Kyle Westwood in that Kodiak film throwback. Toyota, second Toyota in the field. Of course, Dave Hunt, we talked about that Emery Riddle Aeronautics University. It's great that these drivers are able to come out here and have the real sponsors there. So he's about went airborne. Have the real life sponsors and really make make this a little bit better for them, as that's cool. He's got the tail number there. Cody McFadden in that iBuyPower 64. Rocking something on that next gen Chevy. Matt Sizzler. Or I'm sorry, we're on Matt Metler. That Hurricane tracker. I'm usually interested in weather, chasing weather. So that's probably where that is. There we are, Matt Sizzler, that Apex Tech machine. Chris Otto with a new paint job. That Nation's Guard 7. The Optic Gaming. I like the look of that. And of course, Rick Helms. Love this guy. The Black Arch Books logo, as well as 3 Chai and the AARP. Is that the American Association of Retired Persons? The American Association of Retired Persons. Yes! Love it. Nick Atwood's falling back, or this is Mark Owlett, I'm sorry, with the Little Res Q possibly a little rescue. I don't know if you're interested. Look these guys up. Look these people up as we go back up. Matt Sizzler in the double zeros found his way up to the front. Currently leading this around, but Chris Otto's on the outside. Matt Mettler getting a little antsy on that high side. See if that's going to pay off for him. It's early, only 26 laps down. Oh yeah, Christian, always. These guys pay good money, whether you're paying whatever you think is good money. These guys are paying these cars, or these drivers feel strongly about them. So be sure and look at those sponsors. If something interests you on them, go ahead and check them out. It's free, costs nothing to do it. Dave Hunt working right now from North Lake, Texas. Tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, this is your NASCAR track right now that we're going to be on. This week, if you're interested in watching IRL NASCAR, that's where they are. There's 3 wide coming into turn number 1. Getting a little bit squirrely, that air. I'm telling you folks, tires are going to be a factor whether they like it or not, because it is hot on the track right now, over 100 degrees, full sun. Definitely going to be an issue. These drivers need to keep that in mind. If you're wiggling around, it's not the normal thing you have to worry about where you're not going to get drive off or whatever, but it's fractional. But when you see these cars kind of get a little squirrely and bouncing left to right, that's when the tires need traction here. There's so many forces on these cars when they go through these turns, so much downforce, that those tires need everything they can, and you're not going to get it if you're weaving around, changing lanes over and over and over again. Think about it kind of like you have a set number of time on those tires before it starts getting more and more out of shape. As the 7, Cruzado backs out of it, and he doesn't want none of those problems. Points sorted out for you guys. At least. So right now, everybody just like I said, still working on each other, doing the one lane thing. As of right, meow. Folks in the chat, let me know who you guys think is going to win this thing. And what's it going to take? When will the last pass be made? How about that? When will the last pass be made? What lap? For the win. If you can tell me that, I'll make something happen for you. Most of these drivers, if you're playing the odds, it'll be the last lap. Absolutely. As we do have a little bit of a gap here forming, Rick Helms and Nick Atwood fell back out of that draft. Now they're stuck a little bit up there. Up front, Kyle Westwood has the lead. Get these points up for you. That's what I've been doing in the background, is working on these darn points in our system. So you had to go without my beautiful voice for just a short period, but I promise you, whoopsie daisy, promise you we're back. Make it all not for nothing. There we go. Matt Sizzler is ahead right now. Rick Helms in second. Justin Rodden in third. 320 points. So overall, 9 wins, or nine races for Matt Sizzler. 2 wins on the season. The only one with the other 2 wins is Garrett Kinder there in 5th. Take a look at those points and where everyone's at. Kyle Westwood could really stand to have a good race here. He's been missing a couple races. Cody McFadden as well. It's very interesting that these cars are having the issues that they're having right now, staying out of the draft. Once you lose that draft, the way that these packages are set up, you really dependent on that's called a bubble. I don't know who Amanda is. You might be thinking about something else, Mr. Eden. Do not have an Amanda on our team. Kyle Westwood, Cody McFadden moves around, Dave Hunt, Matt Mettler, owned by Craig Davidson and Chris Otto. Sizzler, Don Day, Rick Helms, Atwood. But regardless, I appreciate you being around here, Mr. Eden, Mr. Roos. Hope you all are enjoying your racing as well. Be sure and hit that like button. Let everybody know that you're trying to, that you're enjoying this. We don't do that for me. I don't make a dime off of likes. I don't make a dime off of comments. But if you do it, what it does help is it helps us helps these sponsors get a little bit more screen time because it tells the YouTube algorithm that you guys are liking what you're watching, and it puts it in front of more people. You know what, Mike? That's okay. There's a lot of broadcast companies out there. We're just the best, so I get it. Just kidding. But not really. Of course, we are brought to you once again. Sponsor shout out by the 1-3 Speed button boxes. Have one right in front of me. Not even lying. Right in front of me here. I have it. Love it. Very good construction. Got my little flippy doos there. My toggles. It's an absolute blast to race with that. What we do here at the broadcast booth, we know we're not making anybody famous, but we are adding to that level of immersion for these drivers. They get to get in here and watch this later on down the road and talk about the things. Oh, don't say that about yourself, Mikey. But they talk about, talk about yourself. We act like, we talk like it's a real broadcast. It's that immersion because it is real for these drivers. And if you're into that immersion, you might as well go get you something else to do it, which is one of these button boxes. Especially in VR, you're gonna use it. And in VR, everybody knows something could go wrong. Make sure you hit up that. Make one less thing to worry about by pressing keys on your keyboard and just get you a button box. Looks a lot cooler too. Kyle Westwood in the lead, Cody McFadden, Dave Hunt, Craig Davidson out here. Mr. Matt Metler has made his way back up. Let's check in on that second group of vehicles. That's Rick Helms, Nick Atwood, and I believe that is a lap car. That is Mark Ouellette, or Ouellette. So these guys trying to get together. The gap widening from them and the leader. About 15 seconds as it sits right now, but you never know coming down pit road what could happen. These guys are going to have green flag stops probably in that window right about now. See when they're going to elect to come down pit road. You go on the ground, see all that dust and grime that is on the front of that Z01 Camaro. He gets right up to push coaster Kyle Westwood, let him eat up all that fuel. He's going to work on it. So we got some folks coming in talking about when the pass for the win will be. Coming out of turn 4, coming to the white flag, someone from the high line will take it. Wow, calling your shot pretty specifically there, Christian. Mike Eden says going into turn 2, last lap 2.8. Top 8 most realistic. Well, yeah, top 8, I can see that. Definitely going to affect things. I like the high side call. All right, calling your shots on the high side. You know what? I could get behind a last lap pass in overtime. I'm sure we'll see. NASCAR overtime. Thank you, ZKWY. Wow, so close. Hello, everyone. Have a nice time of the day. Green flag stop coming up soon. Yes, 4 laps. I'm hearing over the radio we have about 4 laps left in this tank. Lap 45 is where I'm hearing. Take a look at that close-up camera. Appreciate everybody coming in. Hey, we got more folks coming in. Be sure to share it out. If you want to watch some live racing, you want your friends to know what you're watching, you all can get in here and talk about these drivers. No 3 wide. What's a 3 wide rule? No 3 wide rule here at Midday Racing League. They're going to let them race. They're going to let them race. This is Talladega. But look for those pit stops to start coming, folks. So we're looking down pit road. I don't know if it's going to happen right this second, but we shall see. We'll try and keep a camera here on pit road, have our drone operator watching in this really jacked up can. There we go. We'll fix that. We don't want it to be that jacked up. But once we get the call that folks are coming down pit road, which I've been told is the end of lap 45, then we'll throw it up to that camera and get some good racing in. 3 wide rule. These are drivers with intestinal fortitude. They can do that. They can do those 3 wides. There's no takers down pit road yet. Still 190 miles an hour. They're already talking. They're saying, "Hey, we're gonna have to come down pit road." There's a little bit of insight into that.
You good with pitting this time?
Yep.
Alright, 84, 64 pitting this time.
$75 pitting this time.
53 pitting.
23 pitting this time.
Well, I guess 9's going too.
Here we go. Everybody coming down pit road. It's gonna be very busy. As, oh my gosh, so fast. Hopefully everybody able to get it slowed down, as that was the entire field. Making sure they can get into their pit boxes with no issues here. There we go. Should be another couple coming down pit road. There they are. So while they're entering, they're going to be exiting. So we'll see any issues here on pit road. To the wall, good to go. Green flag racing. If you're liking what you guys are seeing, go ahead and head over to our Facebook page, YouTube, wherever. Be sure and get on our social media. We're doing a lot of fun stuff now. Dave Hunt takes the advantage coming out with a 12-second pit stop. Looks like right sides only for that driver. As we talked about earlier, tire wear not really going to affect your turning ability.
Got a black flag because the 9 ran me outside the pit lane. I should have dumped him.
But I will tell you, oh, yeah, we're going to go ahead and turn that off. Turn that desktop audio off. We don't want anything crazy going out over the radio. As there was an exit, there was an incident. Let's take a look. Craig Davidson is going to be coming down pit road. Let's see what that incident was. As they were coming out of pit road, the 9 pushed the 93 a little bit up there. Yep, that's what it was. The 9. I don't know if he did it. I don't know if it had. Don't know if I would call that all the way on the 9 of Craig Davidson, but it is what it is. Mark Gillette serving his penalty. Drive-through penalty there, coming down pit road. The 3 wide rule. First time hearing about it, but it makes sense. Do have 5 viewers. Again, be sure, even if you're watching on TV, get on Facebook, get on YouTube, or not on Facebook, but get on YouTube. Just hit that like button for these drivers. That'll help out. So 2 distinct groups have formed. Dave Hunt, Cody McFadden, Kyle Westwood, Chris Otto, and Craig Davidson have set themselves apart on their stops. Don Day, Matt Sizzler working with each other. Couple about 5 seconds back. Nick Atwood and Rick Helms, that 3rd distinct group, all by themselves. Then Matt Metler and Mark Allette had to come down pit road. So very unfortunate for Matt there. He is going to be in the lucky dog position. So Matt Metler is in the lucky dog. If anything happens, he'll be right back into this thing. Promise he has a shot. So we're gonna go on the back of Dave Hunt here and turn it up one more time. Actually, we're gonna go side by side. We haven't done an ad break yet, James, so we're gonna go side by side. We'll be right back.
Allow Extreme
Chris, give me a
Scoring
darn
to do the work
commercial
for
so
you.
I can get your 1-3 speed stuff up here.
Rick Motec, high-performance sim racing equipment. Whether you're just looking to have fun, train for race day, or become a serious esports competitor, Rick Motec has you covered. Hundreds of name-brand parts. Support from experts that love sim racing. Trusted by the pros. There's only one place to go, rickmotec.com.
The search is over. The most comprehensive oval scoring solution is here. Featuring oval playoffs, adjust drivers per round, custom number of rounds, custom playoff points, provisionals, optional win and you're in, custom playoff displays, rookie championships, optional minimum participation, and load those results in seconds. Visit extremescoring.info today.
As here we go, Cody McFadden tried that top line, unable to make it happen. He's going to fall back in, nobody electing to go with him, and with lap traffic of Matt Mettler coming up, you do not want to mess around with that. Matt Mettler, though, might try and pull down and get in front of these guys. No, he's going to do the right thing, but he does need to stay with this group. He got to stay with it, and if he can, Matt Mettler would earn a lot to stay in front of Dave Hunt. So if Matt can get ahead of Dave Hunt, he is 3 laps down now. But if he can get ahead of Dave Hunt, he will be 2 laps down, and then if there's an issue, he will be your leader. Or not your leader, he will get his lap back. So he will only be 1 lap down. So his position in this pack right now is going to determine if there is a caution, whether he is 1 lap down or 3 laps down, folks. So this is going to be a big deal for him to try and get to the front of the pack, get an extra lap back, a 2-for-1 special, if you will, if, of course, there is an incident. Running you guys through again, we're going to focus on these paints and these drivers, because that's the star of the show, right? The star of the show is these drivers. Dave Hunt there in first position right now, that Embry-Riddle Aeronautics University machine. Kyle Westwood in the 84, currently running second. Chris Otto, the Optic Gaming 7 machine. These Camaros just look so gorgeous. Craig Davidson in the 9 machine. Looking good, Craig. Cody McFadden in 64, the iGlide Power. And then running with these guys, but 3 laps down, is Matt Mettler. Second group, Don Day in the Boxcast 4 machine with Matt Sizzler right behind him in that Apex Tech 00. That looks slick. Oh, there we go. Nick Atwood and Rick Helms running 8th and 9th. Mark Owlett trying to run with that group as well. Little Res Q. As there they are, this group of lap cars trying to assimilate in. That does not bode well for Matt Mettler. If any of these drivers is ahead of Matt Mettler, they will get the lucky dog instead of him. So now the battle within the battle, this could get spicy. Matt Mettler, Don Day, and Matt Sizzler. These drivers right here, the 4, the 00, and the 93. Well, never mind. Matt Mettler, it doesn't matter for him. You'd think I'd know a little bit about NASCAR, calling 4 races a week for 2 years. Matt's not going to get it no matter what. It's going to be Rick Helms or Don Day or Matt Sizzler here. Oh, geez Louise. Rick Helms or Nick Atwood. Jeez, guys, you let me do that right here live on the broadcast. These two are you got to worry about right now. And with pits coming, we saw last time, we can take a look and reset our pit road cam. There we go. This is going to decide whether or not there is a caution. Get back on the action there. Dave Hunt, Kyle Westwood, Chris Otto, Craig Davidson, your top drivers here as we get a little bit of zoomed out action. There we go. 20 laps left to go. One more. Gonna be close on fuel, folks. I think everybody's gonna have to come down again. Last time around they got about 30 laps before they had to come in. I feel like that is not the case anymore as Nick Atwood gets around Rick Helms in that battle for the lucky dog. Oh, caution! Caution is out. Nick Atwood. Huge damage on that 23 machine of Nick Atwood. Let's take a look at what happened to Craig Davidson after all this. So this is the initial incident. Matt Metler and the 64, or Craig Davidson, the 23 of Nick Atwood and the 64. And then something happened here after the caution. That's unfortunate. Take a look back at what is this? Unfortunate incident there, but it is going to bring everybody down pit road. Dave Hunt, Kyle Westwood under caution, 19 laps left to go. Don't know who got the lucky dog. Who stayed out of it? Probably, I would imagine, Rick Helms. Yeah, Christian, they're talking about it now in the chat. No one has claimed that it was purposeful except the guy that got wrecked. I just work here. I don't know. I don't know if what was that? I don't know. I just work here. Guys, be sure, like I said, hit that like button. I don't make a dime off of it. It's for the league and for the drivers. There you go. Rick is going to be the lucky dog. He's going to get back on that lead lap. Good for Rick. As overall now, that changes the complexion of this race. No green flag stops to worry about, so all the drivers are going to get bunched up here. That was a save for Craig Davidson and Matt Sizzler. They were able to get back up into that lead group. If you're in the top 5, that was not what you wanted to see, but apparently that was the incident. Let's take a look at this very first incident. What caused this? What caused the yellow to come out? And the yellow was already out by the time the other point had this. Let's look. Oh, that is not a good shot. Jeez Louise. Terrible shot. The blimp not where it wants to be, not where it needs to be. As that was the 9. And then the 23, luckily Rick stays out of this. But the checkup, that's what caused that damage. So this is what brought the caution out. if that was a wheel input issue or not. Because that looked weird. On board Matt Mettler. Killed Matt's car. Luckily for both of those drivers, there is a fast repair. So Craig Davidson got his fast repair, Matt Mettler got his as well. "17 laps left to go. Pace truck lights are off. That new damage model is pretty fire, Christian. I agree. There's 16 laps left to go at the line for this restart. Very important restart. It's going to establish what we're going to see the rest of the track. Are we going to see 2x2, or is everybody going to get down? We have called a couple. If you're just now tuning in, you can tell us when you think the caution is going to come out, or not when the caution. I'm sorry, when the last pass for the lead is going to happen. Everybody seems to think it's going to be coming out of turn number 4. I tend to agree with this long backstretch you'll see here showcased. Usually that is where the flag stand would be, but here at Talladega it's a little bit different, as there we go. Green flag is out, rocking and rolling. Dave Hunt waits for that vehicle to get right behind him, that 7, to push him to the lead as they run through the gears. Everybody through well enough. See if the fire is going to continue between the 9 as the 93 is actually no issues there. Mr. Matt Mettler has came in. Bottom line forming. Conditions are set for a good pass. 15 laps left to go once they get to the line. Final stretch. Dave Hunt leads him around. Again. Don Day, the lap. Not the lap car. Why is it scoring Mr. Don Day in 8th? Because he's the 4. He's not the 75. 3 cars in the top on the top line. Cody McFadden. In the Chevy, getting pushed by the 9 and Craig Davidson. Top line trying to form here. Side by side with the leaders. Going to have to do some side drafting if they want to have it. Got to be very careful pushing through these turns here. As there it goes. The 64 clears the bottom line. See if he's going to wait for the 9 with him, or is he happy with what he has? Good pushing by the 9. Top lane trying to trail away. If he senses that top line going away, what he's going to do is going to come down. And I tell you what, the 84 doesn't want to see it. Kyle Westwood's going to be left all on his own, because I promise you these 2 cars in the top line are not going to wait for the whole line to be clear before they come down. But I'll be darned. There we go. Second place of the 9 going to drop down, leaving the 84 and the 64 up top. Too big of a gap though. Back to Emery. Back to Craig Davidson and Dave Hunt. Top lane still has momentum. 14 laps, 13 laps left to go up the line. Brought to you by 1-3 Speed. Button boxes, there we go. Top line came down with Cody McFadden and Kyle Westwood. The number 9 back where he was. 3rd in that row. Don Day up front on his own, left out to dry. Look at Rick Helms and what he sees out the front. Off the gas. 53 on the high side. Gonna have to make something work. Working with the 9. two lines formed up. Nobody's going to give up here. Trying to get that track position, so important coming to the flag. With 10 laps left, about that time. Down comes the 9. And it's just going to be shuffling. Everyone's going to get to that top line. It's forming. It's running a little bit quicker. Every time someone stops and goes down to the bottom line, it stacks them up a little bit. Dave finds his way back to the front down the backstretch. Nothing on the radio. Everybody quiet right now. Everybody's spread out because of those issues and people trying to find that top line. Lap car Nick Atwood doesn't want to be a part of it. He's going to get out of the way. No reason to stay up there and fight. So he has a lucky dog. So there we go. Cody McFadden back to the top line, the 64. Looking eerily similar to what we did earlier. Only difference is Dave Hunt's now being pushed by the 9 as the top 3 have passed. How committed are you going to be here? Third line will come into play, says Christian. Possibly short car count. We'll see if it is. You generally need a couple more folks to be able to make that top line work. But if Don Day keeps getting screwed down there up top, he might make his might take the initiative. Sprusato comes down to that bottom line. Extreme bottom line. Cody McFadden, Kyle Westwood. Top line might break away. Dave Hunt's trying to push the daylights out. It's 7 Camaro and nothing doing there. Cody McFadden and Kyle Westwood going to come down. Who's your dancing partners? You're going to come with 10 laps to go. 10 minutes left in this thing. Go get your popcorn now. Once you come back from getting that popcorn, if you pop it for about 3 minutes until that last kernel pops between 1 and 2 seconds, you are going to be coming back with about 7 to 6 laps left to go. So take your potty break, go get your popcorn now, because this is going to be an exciting finish here at the Midday Racing League. Single file, but not for long. That 53, I believe, has a chance to make it work on the top line. He's got to have a dancing partner, though. Got to have somebody go up there with you. You know they're talking in the Discord saying, all right, pop out 3, 2, 1. Whenever they're ready to go. But the Toyota of Kyle Westwood right now, class of the field, pushing the leader, Cody McFadden. As when you're going to see this top line form up is whenever there's a big push and these cars get a little bit spread out, somebody's going to take the run to the top side, generally out of turn number 2 is where you're going to see that. But it could happen out of turn number 4 as well. That's where these runs are going to form. The 7's testing it out. Let's go on board, see what the temperature. Got no temperature data. Don't think it's going to be an issue here. These next gens have not had a problem with temperature because you cannot adjust the tape. Can't adjust the tape when we draft in these new cars because of the aero package being as tight as it is. And that's what's slowing these cars down. It's not the engine anymore, no restrictor plates. It's actually that aero package, that big rear spoiler that you see there. On board with Cody McFadden. That big spoiler is what's slowing these things down, creating that bubble. 6 laps left to go with the line. Cody McFadden, Kyle Westwood, Chris Otto, Dave Hunt in 4th. Craig Davidson rounding out the top 5 with Rick Helms, Matt Sizzler, and Don Day behind him. That is this pack. Nothing more, nothing less. As there goes the 9 of Craig Davidson popping out, trying to get some air. Don Day's going to go with him. Don has been itching for a partner right now. He's going to fly up to the back of that 9 machine, work together here as the 9 side drafts down to try and slow that bottom line down. Because of the spoilers and the way the air works, the side drafts is when this 9 car is going to get on that quarter panel of the inside line and try and drag them back by pumping the air onto that back. As here he goes, makes his charge to the front, side drafting the 9, the 4, Don Day trying to get up to him so he can push. So important for that top line to side draft. Pull the air brake. As that air is coming over the nose, they're pushing it onto that bottom, that back line and disrupting it a little bit. Just unable to make it happen because Don Day can't get up there enough to side draft or to push. Don's going to get back down, leave the 9 out to dry. See if they remember that, as I hope they do not side draft here and slow each other down. Now's where you want to abort that side draft because you do not want to lose the draft. And it is so easy to lose the draft here at Talladega with this new package. That air bubble goes away so quickly because of how aggressive it is. Looks like they got lucky. They got lucky. They did not lose the draft, but the 9's going to get another run. There goes Don Day on the outside. 9 of Craig Davidson going to go with him. Hopefully the 9 can push a little bit better here. All it's going to take for that to be effective is one of these drivers in the top 5 to try and come up into that top line. Rick Helms thinks of it, but too late. Bit of contact made there, no big deal. It's just going to take one driver getting in that top line up there to pull this top line up there, but Don Day just cannot find a dancing partner. Nobody wants to mess with it. There's 3 laps left to go. 2 at the line. Coming up on the lap car of Nick Outwood, or I'm sorry, Mark Alwett. Nobody wants to go too early. Nobody wants to be the first one because you saw what happened to the 9 of Craig Davidson and the 4 of Don Day. Oh, crashing! Rick Helms and the 80 and the Dave Hunt, unfortunate. Dave Hunt had a really good day going in that 53. Gonna get it going again. See what happened here. The same story we've seen all day long. Flaps come up on that 53. Just side draft gone wrong. Looks like Rick Helms got a little unsettled. And I don't even know if they made contact there. Let's take a look. Might have just been air at first. Nope, there it is. There's the contact. Very unfortunate for the 53 machine and the 75. Of Don Day. Or, I'm sorry, Rick Helms. Apologize. Unfortunate deal there for the 53. Good news is it's really not that bad because they both have a fresh car. See if we're going to get a new car on the 53. It's the box, don't need that. Oh no, it didn't look like Dave Hunt had the fast repair clicked there, unless he doesn't have it. Everybody else is going to stay out. 3 laps left to go. It's going to be NASCAR overtime. NASCAR overtime is when these drivers get 3 flags to finish this thing out. The first flag, of course, is going to be the green flag. Then they're going to have 2 to go. Popsicle sticks in the air. They're going to come to the white or the yellow. White or the yellow. If there's a caution, they're going to re-rack them, restack them, do it again. Starting at 3 laps like it is right now. If they hit that white flag, the next incident is going to end it. So if there is a yellow flag, that will end it, or if they race to the checkered flag, that's going to be the flag that ends it. They're either going to get the yellow checkered or the regular old winning checkered. So good for a treat. NASCAR overtime is fun to watch. Of course, here at the Midday Racing League. Just because there's nothing else going on, be sure to hit your like button. Help the drivers out. Get these sponsors a little more airtime. Tell folks you're liking what you're seeing. They're going to get the 1 to go here. Here comes Dave Hunt, able to get out in time. Interesting choice not to use the fast repair, but I don't disagree with it. As pace lights are off, Cody McFadden has the lead. No takers down pit road except the 2 drivers that were involved in that last incident. Don Day, or I'm sorry, Rick Helms and Dave Hunt. As Dave Hunt and Kyle Westwood, teammates. Pseudo teammates. That long way around Talladega. On that long Talladega road. Here we go. Pace car going to come down pit road. Cody McFadden's going to have a restart once they get to it there. A little bit farther down here again than you're used to on your super speedways. Owner of the track, when he was making the configuration, said, I want something for these fans to watch all the way down the front stretch, so he put it a little bit later. than usual, about 3/4 down there. As a green flag is out, Cody McFadden going to get going. The 7 pushing. Bottom line gets rocking. Top line has a gap. Chris Otto and Cody McFadden have the race in their hands right now. The number 9, Craig Davidson, coming back from a huge incident with a new fresh car. Pit road did really well for him. The top line falls apart. Here we go. 2 laps left to go. Down the backstretch, everybody lined up, setting up that last lap pass. As Rick Helms comes up to the top line. Did not plan it out as well as he wanted to, unable to make anything happen. As Cody McFadden getting pushed by Chris Otto. Chris Otto going to push as hard as he can here to try and widen out that gap. And Craig Davidson keeping a little bit there so he can work on that shake and bake pass. Dave Hunt, Kyle Westwood. Teammates right now. As up goes the 9. Dave Hunt stays down low, leaves the 9 up to dry. That's his final lap. White flag coming to the checkered flag. Cody McFadden and Chris Otto. Chris Otto's going to have to give the number 64 a little bit more room. Goes to the outside, coming out of turn number 1. Blocking the 64, goes up, kills the speed. 83 comes up. A lot of racing left here at Talladega. They're bumping and grinding. Wow, give the 1 to Chris Otto. And Dave Hunt, Craig Davidson going to be in the 3rd position. Chris Otto coming to the flag. There it is. What a finish between the 9. Look at this finish for Craig Davidson. Look at that. Chris Otto deserves to get the burnout here. Wild finish. Chris Otto played it perfectly. Stayed back the whole time. Finally popped up there in the end. So you wait for him to get into the broadcast room. We're going to talk to our 3rd place finisher, Craig Davidson, by 0.019 seconds. What a finish, Craig.
Yeah, it was a good finish. I think it was pretty clean there. I guess on a back stretch there on a white flag, I went high. I was gonna, Dave and Matt had a big run, so I was gonna try and get in front of them, but showed my cards too early, so they stayed inside. So I got shuffled to the back of that front group, and then just coming to the white flag, to the checkered flag, I was pushing Matt as hard as I could and hoping the seas would part in front of me, and it did partially. Picked up a couple spots, but just not enough to get the win.
Absolutely. As we take a look at it, just where everything parted, and a little bit of a speed hiccup in the 64, trying to hold his space. You had a long race, back to front, had to go to the backup car. That crew working really hard on it. What was it like coming from wrecked to come back up and get the podium?
Yeah, I had a little dust up there with the 93 car. I think he was a little little angry. He thought I pushed him up the track, exiting pit road when we made those green flag stops. So I think he had a little bit of a score to settle. But yeah, we'll figure that one out. But luckily, he had the backup car available, so didn't end our race and still able to have a good run.
Absolutely. Well, Craig, tell me you got a beautiful bomber nose on that thing. Tell me who your sponsors are and who helps you get here to the podium.
Yeah, no real sponsors. I'm a aviation guy, pilot for a living, so I like running cars. There's a painter on Trading Paints named Don Craig. He makes a lot of these World War II fighter paint schemes. So I just kind of alternate between those. So yeah, thanks for him for the great paint schemes, and like I said, Christian Ruse and Rooster for putting the league on, and of course you for broadcasting.
Absolutely. Well, we appreciate you and good luck. Hopefully, we'll talking to you next week as well.
All right, we'll see you.
Next, we're going to be starting with our second place finisher. Or we're not starting, but Dave, you led a lot of laps here today. Tell us about the race.
Yeah, I was out here to have some fun, It was just a good old time. I wasn't planning on getting run into. I think I got run into twice for some reason. That first one, I had no idea. Next thing you know, I was just turned around. And this last one, when I got up against the wall, I just got turned around again. And I got to go back and watch the replay to see what happened there. But it is what it is. And I figured at the end, my car was a little wounded. And I just tried to keep it together. And at the end there, I just tried to keep it straight as I could and finished where I did.
Absolutely. So you used the fast repair earlier. Is that what you said?
Yeah, on that first one, wherever someone got into me in turn 3, I think it was, early on. So yeah, I'd use my fast repair then.
Well, we were wondering there, but it definitely worked out for you. The team was able to get that sorted out after the second incident on that Embry-Riddle Aeronautic University machine. So tell us about that last run and then who gets it done for you on the machine.
Yeah, last run there, since I was starting in the back there, because I had to go in and get as much damage fixed as I could, and I think I had over 2 minutes of damage still left there on that last run. But I figured I'd just try to keep it in. I knew my motor was good. I had the correct RPMs. So I was going to try to run with Kyle. I was running with him earlier on and stick with him, but on that last restart, he got sort of shuffled to the back. So it is what it was. So I just sort of kept along there and finished where I did, like I said earlier. But yeah, who gets it done on this is, and who I'd like to thank is all the fans out there watching, family and friends. My wife giving me time to do this. You up there in the booth, everybody that puts this league on here, and then running with Kyle there was a lot of fun. And then my sponsor, Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University.
There you go. All right, we appreciate you, Dave, and congratulations on the second place finish.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
So that's oh, there we go. We got Chris. Chris is muted and deafened, so hopefully he can fix that. I will tag him. Give me one moment, guys. There he is. Chris, congratulations on the win.
Hey, thanks, man. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I know. I don't think you led a single lap before this thing, and then you were able to come in and take the win off of a huge push. I'm telling you, I didn't think you gave enough space coming out of 4, but you made it work. Tell us the secret.
Yeah, I mean, that restart, I just didn't lift. I just stayed on his back bumper the entire 2 laps, and honestly, about blew my engine coming out of 4. My temps were above 290, so they're about ready to go. And then just the side draft is so huge in these cars that I knew I could get around them. It was just a matter of, is the run from everybody else behind us going to get to me before we can get to the line?
Absolutely, almost too effective, right?
Yeah.
On that pushing, but left a good gap there. But you made it work, able to get out there and get the win. Tell us about your race up to that point. Is the car clean? Is everybody good to go?
Yeah, I mean, that first accident, I think I got a Ghost 4X out of it, so it was kind of bummed with that one. Would have had a clean race otherwise, but yeah, I mean, just minding my own business, kind of riding around the whole race. Just had to manage myself for green flag pit stops, make sure I was in a good position there, and we did good there. So just put myself in position and made it work.
Absolutely. Well, Chris, you did a fantastic job, got the win. Who you want to shout out and who helps you on that 7 machine?
Yeah, I mean, just everybody here at MDRL. I mean, this league is a lot of fun to race in. can't do it as often as I would like to, but yeah, it's just everybody here that puts these on. They do a great job, especially you guys here at the broadcast booth. A lot of fun to go back and watch these races.
Absolutely. Well, we appreciate that. And Chris, again, congratulations on the win, and hopefully we'll talk to you next week.
All right, thank you.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for us here. Going to go run through the finishing order one last time. So we go to our scenic view there, look at the track. So our race results for you have been going up in the top. But Chris Otto takes the win. Dave Hunt in second. Craig Davidson in third. Matt Sizzler in fourth. Cody McFadden unable to take the lead after he led the last lap, other than the final one, in fifth. Rick Helms there in sixth. Kyle Westwood in seventh. Don Day eighth. Nick Atwood in ninth. Mark Olette in 10th. Matt Metler in 11th. Randall Watkins 12th. Chris Papa, VR issues, finishing 13th, 84 laps down. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it here for the Midday Racing League, brought to you by 1-3 Speed. Fantastic company. Go out and check them out. And we will be back next week following the NASCAR schedule. So they will be at, I believe, Richmond. Not 100% sure. We'll look that up and get that broadcast up for you. You can find the same time, same place next week. And as always, see you next week.